Hey there, welcome to the video. I am doing something fun today. I'm going to migrate my entire workflow from Ableton to Logic Pro. And as part of that migration, I'm going to be migrating over a song I'm currently working on in Ableton to Logic Pro. I'm going to time myself. I'm going to start this thing 4 times and see what happens in the next 4 hours. Oh, let me start the timer. This is what my Ableton workflow looks like. So I have a section for vocals. I have a section for instrumental. I have two return tracks. So one is for echo, one is for reverb, and then I have a main boss. Okay, so this is the track I'm porting over. I'm just gonna ignore the vocals. Yeah, that's that. But yeah, we have port everything over here. I'm going to start with moving over the drums. So let's just get rid of all of this and just work through the drums. So first I need to create a group. Maybe I should watch a tutorial video on Logic first. I don't know what a folder stack is. Oh, a folder stack is like a group, similar to what I have here. Okay, I remember that piece. But can you... Oh, so I can't do like... Okay, I'm gonna watch a video on Logic because I think I need that right now. This is that Shift Enter? Ooh, there we go. And I like, oh my goodness, I just did everything. Okay, there we go. Instrumental. I like putting things in lowercase. It's probably weird, but I like it. Yeah, instrumental. And in this instrumental, I'm going to have a drum boss as well. So let's create another stack. I know probably this isn't the way people do stuff, but this is how I've done it for a while and I like this setup, so it is what it is. Drum boss. Okay. Nice. Okay, so I'm gonna put a different, can I put a different color on this? I like color coding my things. Please, come on, tell me I can put a different, okay, let me first put a different instrument. Can I color this differently or no? Who generates the colors? I'm spending so much time just trying to figure out colors. Okay, I'm gonna figure out this color. I hate this color. I'm well aware that all of this doesn't matter as much as making a good song, but I need this. I need this. So this is what I remember I didn't really like about Logic. This is so colorful. Ableton is so colorful, but Logic is so robotic, if that makes sense. It feels and looks robotic. It feels and looks like those mixing consoles, the massive ones that you see in studios. That's what it feels like. I've spent so much time just figuring out icons. That should tell you something. And one of the things I really think Logic feels more superior than Ableton at is just the visuals of the plug. For me, I really like when things are visually pleasing. Like that means something to me. So I know the simple way to do this is probably to bounce all this down to audio and just copy and paste it into Logic, but that would not really be learning, right? So that's why I'm doing this. First hour is done. What have I done so far? Created the bosses. I've created all the similar structure to what we have in the current track. So like all the kick, the EQ on the kick, and the snare, hi-hat, all of those things. I've created all of that. Now I'm trying to figure out how to add a glue compressor just to make the drums sound more cohesive. And I want to add that compressor on the drum bus, but I'm still trying to figure that part out. Anyway, let's start the next hour timer.
On its performance. And here are a couple of settings you need to be aware of. Threshold means at which point the compression is going to turn on.
So I've made really good progress. We still have like 35 minutes on the second hour. I have all my guitars, pianos, everything done. I think I'm going to stick to the beat and project. Yeah, this, because I just feel like for some reason this one I can't see the key of my song. So maybe I'm doing something wrong, but for me that's important to be able to see the key. Now I want to create 2 other buses, right? One for, actually, can I do that? I basically want to replicate this where I have my echo on one bus. On this in Ableton is called a return track. So where I have my echo on one return track and I have my reverb on another return track. I don't know how to create that. So, I think maybe it's the send. Oh yeah, so it's the send. So it looks like in Logic it's called send. In Ableton it's called return. Send and return. Can't you guys just agree on a term? Oh, you know something I'm going to miss from Ableton is the chords. Like knowing what chords are in a scale. Because Ableton, you can just have it highlighted like this. So it makes things so straightforward. Yeah. This is a good idea. Yeah, how do I save this whole thing as default? Because I want to keep this settings. Save as template. My default template. Let's hope that's saved. And the velocity on this is like 79. These ones are 120. So let's move those up. How do I change the velocity? Yeah, in Ableton you just press command. Please don't tell me I have to move this thing. How do I change the velocity in Logic Pro X? Yeah. Wait, what? It's 2 keys? Please do not crash on me, Logic. Hour 3 has flown by. I think I'm making good progress though. I have most of the drums done. I'm currently trying to take the secondary kick drum into Logic, and I am having to bounce the audio out of Ableton for this one because I'm using an Ableton sound-ish, one of the preset sounds of something like that. So I need that, and I'm trying to bounce it out, but every time I bounce it out into an audio file and then bring that into Logic, for some reason Logic just trims it in a very weird way. Instead of taking the entire drum, it trims it down to 4 bars. So I'm trying to figure that out, but this is incredibly frustrating. And now it's stuck analyzing for like, it's been analyzing for a good bit now. I'm just praying it doesn't crash on me because I haven't saved this project. So That would be very unfortunate. I just stepped out for a bit to drop my wife somewhere and also get something to eat. I'm gonna tap. Thank you.
No problem.
What did 2025 teach me the most about myself? Progress can be whatever you make it out to be. And I don't want that to sound like a guru type of statement. It just basically means, like, I'll take an example. When I started learning how to make music, I was so comfortable hiding it from everyone, my family, you know, making videos about it, putting it out there that I'm trying to do this thing, because I felt like I will be judged, and I felt like people will, like, that judgment would affect how much how passionate I was about it. But once I detached myself from, oh, I need to be identified as a good producer, musician, anything like that, I started to realize I'm in a learning phase. So if I'm being judged harshly, or if I'm being judged and being looked at as not good right now, it doesn't really affect my confidence or anything like that, because I've recognized that at the moment, this is what I am, this is where I am. I'm not like looking for the validation of like, oh, you're so good at it, because I'm not good at it yet. And I no longer need that validation to feel like this thing that I've identified with is like, I don't need that validation to make me feel like this thing that I've identified with is a good identity or something like that, or I can identify with this because I'm good at it. Progress can be whatever you define it to be. And in my case, when I started the year, I didn't know anything about the guitar. I was playing just the piano, and that was going good. And then I picked up the guitar, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to teach myself how to play the guitar. I'm still learning how to play the guitar, but from where I started and where I am right now, it's like miles apart. And that's what progress looks like sometimes. Progress looks like not necessarily going from novice to expert. It looks like going from novice stage 1 to novice stage 2. And that's fine, because when you get to novice stage 2, the things you know are just way more, you know, are just way larger than where you started from. And even aside music, this year I've learned how to swim, and that has also been awesome. But the progress for that was so bad, it was so horrible, that like there were times where I'm just like, this is not something I'm trying to do. But you know, just sticking to it and really just trying to learn the thing, and just deciding that, you know what, I'm committing to this thing, I'm committed to this thing, and I'm going to like try to figure it out. And I'm going to give myself enough grace to understand that progress is not something that I'm just going to go from point A to point Z. It's going to go from point A to point B to point C. And those are all things that are worthy of appreciation by me. So yeah, that's my little rant for what 2025 taught me. Regarding the guitars, I'm going to bounce all 4 guitars down to audio and bring it into Logic. The reason is because I want them to all play as one. And also there is this reverse thing I did on the intro guitar that I want to also carry along. And my fear is that I wouldn't be able to get the tone, because it's like the thing that's playing is actually when you're transitioning between chords. I reversed that sound, and it gave me this nice airy vibe. So I want to keep that, but I don't know how I will be able to remake that. So I'm just going to bounce the entire guitar into one audio file and then bring that into Logic as one, audio. But everything else I'm going to transfer. So I have about 4 or 5 layers left that I need to transfer into Logic. I'm going to do that now, and yeah, let's get cracking. 60 minutes, 20 minutes ahead of time. Fantastic. With this remaining 20 minutes, let me do a few things. There are some parts of this song, the levels are not right. So I'm going to go through the levels and just make sure everything is level, make sure everything sounds good. I have 15 more minutes. I'm looking for something. Let me check TikTok. How do I side chain a reverb?
So what you're going to do is that you're going to send your lead vocal into bus. This is a bus 7. You're going to put your Valhalla on it. The mix needs to...
That doesn't seem to be doing anything.
But here's without the sidechain. While the vocal's going, and then bring it back up when...
What happened? I don't hear my reverb anymore. Did I just break reverb? That works. I just put the reverb on the actual track, but I need to figure out how to sidechain in Logic because I use it a bit. Okay, on my master channel though, I have to add a glue compressor. Can I even do that on the master channel? Can I? Nope, doesn't show me that. I add a glue compressor and tape delay. Sorry, not tape delay, tape recorder for some warmth. Wait, the order is, EQ. What am I doing with this EQ? I roll off at 30 hertz. And now is not the time, Logic. I have 3 more minutes. I'm just going to add a limiter. Yep, I think that's it. Okay, we're good. I have 2 minutes left on the clock. Fantastic. So everything I have put in, everything is exactly the same. We will take a listen to both of them and see if I missed anything. I won't play the whole song because it's about 2 minutes and a couple seconds. I'll play the hook. Yeah, I'll play the hook and the bridge, and we'll compare both of them. All right, let's take a look at what we have in Ableton. That's Ableton. Now Logic. Yeah, I think they're very similar. Though I will say, I believe I'm picking in Logic, and I think that's because I didn't set my limits properly. And also the compression, like I think what's actually picking is the kick, this secondary kick. I need to reduce the volume on that to make it be a match. But everything else seemed great. Like, oh yeah, so yeah. The problem is that I have a utility on that kick in Ableton that is set to negative something. So I just need to match that and I should be good. This was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I look forward to making a lot more videos in 2026 working in Logic. But we'll see how it goes. Happy New Year. Bye.